let's get to Revelations 2 and 9 again.
Con.
This is just to show that basically every white person in America is benefiting in some way, shape, or form in from the captivity of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And this is one of the most common ways. All right. But go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them that which say they are Jews and are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan.
So it said, uh, uh, Salakia, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty. So the real Jews are impoverished, but are rich in spirit, because we are the salt of the earth, as Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Christ, said so beautifully. Okay, but these Jews are the national, not national, international, really, bankers of the earth. They're the ones that give out they're the ones that funded the slave trade that put us in slavery. All right,
Con.
they're the world's most billionaires of the earth. Okay, and they run the uh basically the global banking system. Okay, so let's get into this banking system. Well, get first Maccabees 2 and 10. Right
Con.
quick, right quick. Before we do that.
This is first Maccabees chapter 2, verse 10. What nation have not had part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?
So, what nation has not benefited off of the rape, robbery, and murder of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? Right? What nation has not uh has not gotten loans from the banks and set up shop in your hoods? Right? Let's see. Let's see. Let's get into this. It's the article. Uh, all right. This is off history.com. All right. The gold rush that followed the that followed changed the lives of California's Native Americans too. Within years, they would almost be wiped out due to the massive immigration and hunger for wealth the gold rush that the gold rush inspired. All right, so these Native Americans were being essentially murdered, and their land was being uh, trespassed upon because of these Edomites' hunger for their greediness. Right, fueled by greed and fear, the Anglo settlers who flocked to California declared war on the native Californians who had come before them. But 49ers weren't the first white people to oppress or enslave Native Americans in California. So that just goes to show for the Negro onlys that Native Americans, yes, they were enslaved. Okay, they were oppressed. Okay, just to bring that out. Uh, or even enslaved Native Americans in California, the very land on which Marshall spotted the gold was part of a vast empire built on the slave labor of native peoples. All right. So they wouldn't have even had this gold rush. They wouldn't even had this massive increase in wealth in the Americas if it wasn't for the hard bondage that they put the Native Americans through, or the um, or the murder of the Native Americans. Continuing on, without Native Americans, John Suter, the owner of the mill where gold was discovered, and the area's most influential landowners would never have become so powerful. All right. Suter, a shrewd businessman, enslaved hundreds of Native Americans and used them as a free source of labor and a makeshift militia with which he defended his territory. All right, so he got the whole setup. He basically got his own business set up. He's a businessman. He got his own business, his own establishment. Basically, he got the Native American bodyguards. He got the Native Americans working for him, getting him money. All right, basically like the corporations right now. He got Israelites in the security. Got Israelites on the floor, pushing the line, or whatever he got you doing, right? But he's sitting down at the desk, just collecting all the money. It says he also set the stage for their genocide. So boom, without the genocide of the Native Americans, the gold rush wouldn't have happened. All right, let's go further into this. All right, I'll start here. It says this is from a actually I'll start from the top just to get the context. My great grandmother was Lizzie Enos, a very, very knowledgeable woman. So with her having that knowledge and carrying it on for so long, she was able to pass it on to us, especially a little girl, myself, my cousin, and my brother. We would spend many, many hours with my great grandmother, where she would tell us about coyotes and bears and different animals. So this is basically the testimony of this woman hearing stories from her great grandmother and her experience. All right. It says, my family had resided in the geographical areas way before there were any European people, even way before the gold rush. It just so happens it was the area where they found the gold at Suter Mills along the American River, and this gold strike brought thousands of people from every place known to man into our traditional territory. So these Edomites were literally invading the territory of the Native Americans, obviously, right? And because it was such a environmentally productive area, in the beginning, they didn't have a problem with eating. But because there were so many people, they overused the area and created drought, and created starvation for themselves, and along with them for the indigenous peoples, right? So they literally used even the people that they didn't even for the people that they didn't directly enslave, they still caused hell for them because they were taking the resources of the land and they were starving the people. All right. So basically, these Edomites were wreaking havoc everywhere they went, everywhere they go, even now, right? The Nissinan, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Nissinan Medu just happened to be right in the middle of the whole chaotic event, and the end product was that they were almost obliterated as a group of people. All right. So there you go. This is a sister's testimony of what was going on back then. All right. And then let's go here. The Wells Fargo, right? Just to tie this whole thing into the present day, The name Wells Fargo is forever linked with the image of a six-horse stagecoach thundering across the American West, loaded with gold, right? The gold rush. The full history over more than 160 years is rich in detail with great events in America's history, from the gold rush to the early 2000th century. I said 2000, 20th century. Through prosperity, depression, and war, Wells Fargo earned a reputation to trust due to its attention and loyal to customers, right? So they literally tell you that they were in the gold rush. They got their wealth from the gold rush, where thousands of Native American, millions even, of whole Native American tribes were almost annihilated completely by their greed for wealth. But they're talking about we pay attention to our customers and we're loyal to our customers, right? The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, okay? And this has got to be known. All right? They just put it out there so nonchalantly, as if like this happened hundreds of years ago, but now we're the greatest right now, okay? But you know, that didn't have anything. Our ancestors didn't have anything to do with it, because we just got here because of our hard work, right? But they literally leeching off of the indigenous and black and Hispanics, okay? All right, let's continue on with the scriptures, though. What was that last thing I got?
I think we on Isaiah 14:21.
Isaiah 14:21. Con. Isaiah. All right, cool. All right. Isaiah 14:21.
God. This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the faces of the world with cities.
So because of the iniquity of their fathers, yes, because their fathers have enslaved the Native Americans, enslaved the blacks, enslaved the Hispanics, enslaved the Israelites, God's chosen people, now their children are finna get punished. That's clearly outlined in the Bible. That's clearly outlined by the word of the Most High God, okay? That these people are going to get judged for their past crimes, okay? So that they won't rise nor possess the land with cities. Because, look, America used to be a fertile land, right? The native woman that we were just reading about clearly said that the land was very fruitful and they were able to live off the land. But now you can't do that anymore, because the devil, the so-called white man, doesn't know how to properly utilize the land. He just literally, when they went over there, they created drought and starvation just by going over there and eating the crops. All right. So that's another reason why they just got to go. All right. So they won't fill the face of the earth with cities anymore, because these people are destroying the earth even when everywhere they go. All right. Get next scripture. Psalms 109:14.
God. This is Psalms 109, verse 14. It says, let the iniquity of his fathers be remembered with Yahweh, and let not the sin of his mother be blotted out.
So the iniquities of their fathers and the sins of their mothers are always going to be remembered with the Most High. All right, until that faithful day that the saints are looking to, that they finally get become enslaved and exterminated. Their iniquities are going to be remembered constantly and constantly. Okay.
God, there's more on that too.
Oh, con.
Verse 15. Let them be before Yahweh continually, that he may cut off the memory of them from the earth.
Oh, there you
Verse
go.
16. Yep. God. Verse 16. Because that he remembered not to shew mercy, but persecuted the poor and the needy man, that he might even slay the broken in heart.
Right. Because basically going into what we were reading earlier, that Yahweh was wroth with them because they furthered the affliction. All right, they didn't have any mercy at all upon us as a people. Okay, they keep it's always something with us, right? It's always something going on, always someone getting killed, always always something some unjust charges being pushed against us, some business scandal that's just they got it out for us. It's always something, right?